Hey guys, this is the XRP Cowboy. Hey, this is Billy. You guys, I've got some important things to say today. He probably shouldn't even talk. He's a sheep. But the cowboy's going to tell you what's really happening. Well, let's see. So we've got this crypto market crash. We're going to touch on that. We're going to talk on a coin that I told you I was trading. I think it was Friday. It was just two or three videos ago. And what I did with that. We're going to talk about why the market's down. And we're going to talk about how low it could go. Because little Susie's on the up. My dreamers, my fucking roadies. We're about to do something big on this channel, and I hope everybody gets involved. And you're going to be blown the fuck away. My dreamers and my roadies need to be recognized. Our Billy and the Cowboys dreamers need to be recognized.
Little Sue's on the up, heading for the spotlights. Don't you try and take her down. She's heading for her new life. Little Sue's on the up, heading for the spotlights. Don't you try to take her down. She's heading for her better life, and the music makes her feel so hot. Yeah, she'll smile for the camera, it's all she's got. Don't bring her down, she's a lot like you. She'll be richer by far if her dreams come true. A little Sue's on the up.
So Billy's gonna tell you, it's so obvious what's going on. We've got war. We've got another Celsius thing happening with FTX. You know, and I know that FTX is going to be okay. You know, forget CZ. Forget Coinbase, what they're saying. It's funny, they were talking to Coinbase on the news, Brian, and he was like, no, we won't buy it. It's not in our best interest for our investors. And, you know, a week ago, people were saying that FTX was talking about buying Coinbase. And it's just, clearly they're going to be okay because, you know, to my understanding, the Bearable Bull said that they were the #2 donor to Biden, and anyone that would help Joe Biden would be fine. And they're great, and they're perfect and beautiful. So don't worry. Fucking sheep, Billy. Just go into the pasture and die. Because that's what you're doing. You're dying a slow fucking death, Billy. Because you don't know how to use your mind. All you do is watch the news. And you believe it's the truth. And it's going to take you to the promised land. And I promise you this. That land, when you get there, will be fields of dirt and fucking sheep shit. This is what always happens to you, sheep. And it's not your fault. You were raised this way. You were trained from day one to wake up in the morning and do this and do that and go to school. Punch into that time clock, Billy. And then you're going to have some breaks. Meetings with coworkers. We'll call them classmates. And then you'll have a lunch break. And if, you know what? If you don't go to school or you are disruptive in school, you're going to get written up for having your own perspective on something that one person, the head of the classroom, your boss, doesn't agree with you on. And you are passionate about it, or he will talk down to you. And he will do that until 3 o'clock, 2:45, 3:45, whatever the hell you get off, time you get off work. And then you're going to have to take work home with you. Billy, They are turning you into a fucking puppet. The whole educational system was designed to teach you how to work a job, Billy. Billy, do you ever wonder why they don't teach financial literacy in school? Billy, did you ever think if you would have taken all that money that you paid for your degree and put it in a mutual fund that paid 10% a year, historically speaking, that by the time you paid off your college debt at 36 and a half, you'd be a millionaire and you wouldn't have to work? Did you ever think about that, Billy? No. Did you ever think about becoming a police officer with a pension, and after 20 years you could get 60% of your income, and if you did overtime the last couple years, it would probably look more like 70 or 80%. And if you've worked 25%, you'd get 80% of your income, 25 years, and if you worked overtime, it'd be 100%, and you could still have a part-time job, and you'd be retired at 46, Billy. Did they tell you that? No. No, motherfucker. No. You know what Dave Ramsey says about doctors? They make a ton of fucking money, but they're broke because they're in debt. They never learn financial literacy. It's not a part of that program. You ever wonder why many of these doctors don't retire in their 50s? They're greedy. They got into a profession of care because they were selfish. I don't think that's what it is. Why didn't they explain to you? Why didn't they talk about having summers off and the value of a quality of life and becoming an educator, Billy? There's so much you fucking missed. You know, the classroom structure was a construct that it didn't start that way. It was something that was created for the job, to prepare you for a job. And it was a one form of learning perspective. Nowadays, the educational system has changed things. It's like an open learning things where everybody learns differently and all this stuff. And pretty much we have to just check these fucking boxes. But it doesn't really happen the way it should. But at the beginning, when there was a one-room fucking schoolhouse, Billy, did you know that when you had your own opinion, teachers recognized that and they learned from it and they embraced you for that? And they taught you differently because they recognized you learned differently and you thought differently and you had your own opinion, and they wanted to expand that and work your mind out like you're at the fucking gym pumping the fucking iron. Did you know that, Billy? And it developed creative thought. Remember my dreamers and my fucking roadies. There are people of purpose, and it sounds beautiful. It's almost like a God-given gift. But that is the technician. The person of purpose is somebody that has something to do. And that's what schools are teaching kids today, Billy. I can't express how much this pisses me off. You know? And then there's, you know, we have multiple trains of thoughts. It's no one's cookie cutter, but we're the person of purpose, Billy. But then there is the entrepreneur, also known as a creator, also known as a visionary. These people, if we go back before the modern system of education, this is what those one-room schoolhouses created, designed. They allowed you to have your own protocol, to think freely. And they celebrated that. Even if they didn't fucking agree. There was a value on having your own opinion. Sure, math is math. We have to learn how to count. But to teach someone how to use their brain has an infinite fucking value. And it's simple. We're all created in God's image. Whatever your God is, or the no God that you believe in, it doesn't matter when I finish the outcome of this statement. To be a creator, an entrepreneur, a visionary, all it means is you're a creator of things. You see, without the creator of things, there would be nothing for the person of purpose to do, because they're not fucking creating shit. They're doing what the creator did. So my argument is, the person of purpose always follows the visionary, the creator of things. And then we have the manager, and they're just looking at all the shit that happened in the past that could go fucking wrong, and they're putting them in neat little boxes, you know, and, you know, it's just, we're all three of these. But what's your dominant personality? It's no wonder, it's no fucking wonder we can't stick to a plan when we're fucking fighting with all these ideas and thoughts. You know, we're fighting 3 people at one fucking time. Every decision we have. We go on a diet, and we're going to do it. We're going to rock it out for a week. And we do it. And we're at the gym. We're losing weight. Down 2 pounds. Next week, I'm going to go harder. Down 4 pounds. Going to go harder. You know, in 2 weeks, I've lost 4 fucking pounds. I'm invincible. I'm going to run 2 miles tomorrow. And then I step on the scale. And then all of a sudden, gained 2 pounds. And I don't want to go to the fucking gym. It's cold outside. Something has shifted. Something has changed. And at that moment, you realized you want to be the fucking fat guy again. And that's okay. I want to eat whatever the fuck I want. Do you think this is... I mean... is normal? Well, it is. So when you make a mistake and commit to something and you can't go through with it, don't be surprised. There's at least 3 people making decisions for you every moment of every day. Just saying. So let's get down to this shit. Show. We are drinking whale's blood, and let's get into crypto news and the daily trade.
Please come out, I think I'm falling. You're the only one I think is safe. It seems I found the road to nowhere, and I'm trying to escape. I heard about when I saw thunder. Now I'm down to my last breath. And will you understand, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
But it is, and it's deep. We're not here to fucking die. And we are on the edge. We've been on the edge the whole time. Boom. And we're drinking whales, but my point is this. You can win even with the shit. You notice how every time things start looking good in this space, we get fucking fucked in the ass without warning. It's fucked, you know? So we're trying to make a point here. Clearly I'm drinking some whale's blood from the whales who don't want to see us fucking swim. But let's get into the FTX. You know, we knew about this FTX thing for a few days now. It wasn't like, it was like Celsius fucking 2.0. And the market really didn't seem to get beat up, you know, and Link was running good. A trader loves volatility, and I was trading it with my trading bags. I told you about it. I will get into it, but it was good, better than expected. So ultimately, I think it may have had to do with the elections today. The House, Congress. Congress is important. The uncertainty. Markets hate uncertainty. And I'll tell you what, I have a feeling FTX, there is certainty on what's going on. Jungle Inc. called it from a mile of fucking way. And the whales don't want to see us swim. They knew about what was going on. But my issue with that is, yes, the damage that's been done could have been from that. But I still believe we're not going below 17K with Bitcoin. And I said, you guys, how many times that we had to retest that 40-ish, in the money-making group. I've said that 40, 41 cent, 40-ish. But yeah, we were at 39. It could be at 38. But to me, we had to retest that previous support, before we could continue on past, 60 cents. We've made those claims. That's just technicals. You always have to retest. It's like a Bible to trading. But for a minute, it was looking we weren't going to. And I was starting to question my belief system. But here we go, out of nowhere. But I seem to think this is more about the elections going on right now in Congress and everything. We'll know if it's red tomorrow, the market's up. It was all about that. I guess my logic is, fucking the world's gonna burn. The world's gonna burn. But how can something, the other day it was like a $15 billion market cap. It's probably $14 billion right now. Now it's a $9 billion because it's been going down. And the coin was down like 70, 80, or 90%. It depends on when you looked. I believe, don't quote me on that, but I think it was down like 90% or something. The damage was done. And it was obvious to the world. Because most of FTX's money was in their coin. And that's always a bad fucking call. You don't work at Ford. And I know if you work at Ford, you own a lot of Ford stock. But you should probably own GM. Because if and they're not going anywhere. But if the company goes under, not only do you lose your fucking job, you lose all your stock. It's diversification. None of these exchanges should, have so much invested in something of their own company that has so much risk that it could put them under. They shouldn't have owned so much FTX. It's such a simple thing. They could have owned anything. I know a lot of it's sold too. And Google just picked up Sol, but to my understanding, it's dominantly the FTX coin. I don't know. I would say Binance should be using FTX and FTX should be using Binance, I ain't a killer, so don't push me. This is fragmented information, and there's a certain degree of truth in it. But it's not all true, because I'm not going to spend fucking 8 hours learning about it. I'd rather spend 8 hours, fucking looking at everything. The world. There's an expression. If I can remember it. It's a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And it's derogatory. But the truth is I am that jack of all trades and a master of none. But what you don't know is that original statement continued on, and it was a positive. And it was a jack of all trades, but a master of none. But a jack of all trades is better than a master of one. We've shortened it. So, because you're well-rounded and balanced. Just like the mind, the manager, the entrepreneur, and the technician. If you are balanced between all three of those, you are the perfect thinker. You are the greatest business owner. But to get back to that, people, there's multiple forms of intelligence. It's like 7 to 12 forms. It's appreciating nature, appreciating life, how book smart you are. Athleticism. Pro athletes are actually geniuses with athleticism, but they're not credited as being intelligent, but they are. And then there's a creative intelligence. I would argue creativity is the greatest form of intelligence, because creativity creates what the great forms of intelligence the technicians need to do, like Einstein. Einstein was brilliant, but he didn't credit his brilliance to being brilliant. He credited it to spending more time with a problem than anyone else. And that's great, but that's a technician thing. What he didn't say, he must not have been that smart, was Einstein possessed, in every great inventor, they possessed a great entrepreneurial, whatever, visionary, creative part of the brain. And what I'm saying is, they thought of something, they created something that could be done, and then they used their other brilliance to make it happen and spend more time with the problem. But if there was no idea, there would be nothing to fix. Therefore, I would have to say, if there is a greatest form of intelligence, it would be creativity. And ultimately, when you're the creator of things, you're playing God in your field. So now, we talked about FTX and why I think the market's down. We're not going to listen to Billy anymore, because he's just fucking cheap. We're going to talk about my link trade. A few videos ago, I said I'm going to trade it about 10%. You know, but 10% really means like 7, because I start buying a couple percentage points early and selling. But I set my trades. They happen when I'm sleeping. And I flipped it, link, since I think it was Friday, 3 times, hoping to get a 20% increase. And as of this morning, I think it was up 31%. I missed a sell price by 10 cents at 9:30 last night. And I think it went to 9:20 before it crashed really quick. And there's nothing greater than a trader when you hit that high sell point and it crashed really quick and you hit your buy and it bounces back. And it did bounce back to, like, because my buy was at like low $8, like $8.10 or something. And it bounced back to $8.50. I thought of selling, I didn't, and then it dropped below 7. But I'm a long time holder, and ultimately I traded 1,000 link. And that was we were trading at different points, but about 9K when I sold it to 9.30. I hit a 9.30 sell, I hit a $9 sell, I hit a 9.10 sell. But bottom line is, I bought it back in the low 8s. And after Friday, it hasn't even been a week, I have 31% more link. So call it 310 link. And right now, that's valued at a little over a couple $1,000. If it was at $9, it'd be even higher, but it's down. But you got to understand something. I have another sell at 9.30, but it's for the 300 I made. And once that 300 hits, that's a dead trade. I'm not trading it anymore. I'm just trading my profits. So that couple thousand, once it hits at 9.30, it'll be valued at, computer, what's $9.30 times 310?
I don't know that one.
Computer, what's $9.30 times 310?
I don't have an answer for that.
Why doesn't she fucking... Computer, what's 310 times 9.3?
310 times 9.3 is 2,883.
So it'd be $2,883 in XRP I'm going to buy. So my trade worked out. I increased my bag by 30%, 31%. Not a bad trade. And this is why I'm only doing 300. Link showed, from a technical, I don't know what's going on fundamentally. That's what the company's doing, because I'm just trading it. They showed incredible strength since Friday. It just kept going up. Even with the adversity going on, it stayed up. And even after it corrected, it's still in the mid 750s, which that's where it was the middle of last week. So it has not been touched from this. Whether it's the FTX bringing it all down or, you know, just the elections, you know. But this tells me when things are good, this thing's going to $14 really quick. So I want to hold that bag. Besides, I've been a long-term holder on it. Anyways, I've got that. We're talking about my trading bag, but I'm going to throw that 1,000 link back into my long-term hold bag. I borrowed from it because I need action, you know. I'm just saying. So now let's talk about why I don't believe FTX will destroy the world and make it all burn.
I want action tonight, satisfaction all night. You've got the love I need tonight, tonight, tonight. Long legs and short skirts.
I'll tell you why. Because go back to that market cap. I don't know where it is right now. It might be at $10 billion. But I know it's been dropping every minute. We've got a $1 trillion+ crypto market cap. You take that away, that's like stealing the gas cap off of a car. It's really not going to affect that car. I mean, it might put a sensor on and stuff, but really it's not changing my fucking day. I'm just going to go buy another gas cap, so I'll be inconvenienced for a couple days. I would argue that's pretty similar to the Celsius thing. I lived through that. But the cascading effect is the real damage. We can't just subtract a market cap of FTX from, you know, and we do have that small chance that Binance will save them, CZ, but really, why would they? I mean, I guess they could buy their clients, and it's a reasonable price. Why not have more clients? Besides, CZ partnered with Elon Musk and Twitter. It might be good for Twitter. Who knows? But I'm pretty sure if I was like the #1 fucking business in my city and the #2 competitor was fucked up, I'd be happy about it. You know, and I'm sure Coinbase is not sad. You know, Brian was saying, yeah, that's why you need a regulated exchange, talking his fucking book on the news. But the truth is they're not shedding tears for us shareholders if you're on FTX. And if you can get your money out, you probably should. Why wouldn't you? You know? But my point is this. The cascading effect is worse than the market cap they had held. Because people trade there, they buy there, they may lose their money there, which is my biggest concern. If they, you know, or they've lost money and gains for the FTX coin. But the real cascading effect is trust. There's so many people on the fence, I would say thousands, that want to buy, and every time they see something like this, they contract. And they decide, no, I'm not going to do it. It just doesn't look good for the space, but it's an infant state. It's a baby. There's always going to be, like the .com failure, you know, and companies crashing, and without regulations, it's a free-for-all. You know, it's like throwing a bunch of fucking monkeys in a pit with some Rottweilers. Who knows what the fuck's gonna happen, and not feeding them for a week? I don't. Do you know? I could speculate, you know, but how big are the monkeys? How mean are the rats? You know, it's just a crazy time. The point is it, at the worst, to me, is a bump in the road, and it's an opportunity. And the real thing is, could bring, I mean, the market cap would, to me, the damage has already was done before today to Bitcoin from the market cap of FTX. But really, I think it's the emotions and the having to take a day or two to move your money somewhere else is what's bringing bringing it down even more. You know, and the more you understand market cap, the more you'll understand. You know, if something's got a $10 million market cap and you take a million out of it, the effects are not just a million. You know, it's not 10%. It's more like 13, 14, 15, 18%. You know, there's a lot of variables that I can't measure because I don't know how to. But it's, you know, it's more than the money that's in the market cap. And then when you have people that can't buy, or they're afraid to buy, or they're hesitant, or they were going to and they can't now, or they lose money, you know. But to me, you know, I don't know if people can't get their money out, but as long as they can transfer it, who gives a fuck? And then the dire optimists might get hurt if they stay in there. But I don't know. I just see a whole lot of fucking nothing and a little bit of pain. My dreamers, my roadies, please like, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I'll give you a shout out if you subscribe. Hope you're all well, and don't worry about it. This video's over. And I just want you to think you're probably sleeping right now because it's 3 a.m. where I'm at. We're just about.
Are you happy where you're sleeping? Does he keep you safe and warm? Does he tell you when you're sorry? Does he tell you when you're wrong? Well, I've been watching you for hours. It's been years since we were born. We were perfect when we started. I've been wondering where we've gone. Oh, your life is such a shame, shame, shame.
It won't be. Most people in the housing crash jumped off of fucking buildings, or shriveled up and died and sold their stocks at fucking 10% of what they bought them at. But we're strong. We're fucking roadies. We're dreamers. Like, subscribe.